Hey, it's Chad. If you're thinking about getting rid of gasoline and going electric, but you can't find a good deal on a used electric car, one car I keep seeing that's actually affordable is the Chevy Spark EV used. Now, I've never driven this, so I don't want to say too much. However, I did find someone that owns one and drives it every day. His name is G. Patton Hughes, and we're going to talk to him right now. Let's go. We are talking with G. Patton Hughes, who is an author, a journalist, a lifetime student. Give me some more, Pat.
A publisher,
Publisher,
online
auctioneer.
Syndicator. I've syndicated a TV show, Fishing Outdoor Show, and been an ad agency. I worked for a United States senator.
Oh, there you go.
Seniority, lived on the hill, for God's sakes. Back in the days when, real people lived in Washington, D.C. But anyway.
You really have done it all. I appreciate you taking a few minutes to talk to us. And the reason I really want to talk to you originally is because you own a car that I don't know anything else about. And that's the Chevy Spark, which is a great entry-level used electric car for people that want to try it.
It was considered by Road and Track and that bunch the best.
Wow.
Okay. So, primarily because it was the fastest. It would run
about
7.3 or 7.2 0 to 60.
Wow. Hey, that's still faster than my Nissan Leaf.
Oh yeah,
that's
it's a 9-second boat. Yeah,
that's right.
It feels good, but the Spark feels better.
Yeah. So why don't you, if you don't mind anyway, just give us an idea. Why did you settle on this Chevy Spark?
Basically, my wife I'd won in 2008 a HHR.
Okay.
Chevy HHR, brand new, spanking new. I used it for the first 35,000 miles. My wife was commuting, and so it got about 35 miles per gallon, 35 miles per gallon. So we let her drive that, and I drove the old pickup. And so she wrecked it, and we had to get her a new car. So I went down to a local Chevrolet dealership who was advertising with me at the time on my website and whatever, and we picked out a 2012 Volt.
Oh, Chevy Volt.
Yeah, Volt.
Good. Nice car.
Yeah, and it's, it'd do 38 miles without, the first 38 miles were all electric.
Right.
And I got in it, and it went up, and it went down, and it was peppy, and it was nice, and it was smoother than my Cadillac.
So you got the bug when you drove the Volt. That's what got you thinking electric.
I drove the Volt. You got it.
So then, so now you know electric car is a pretty cool thing to drive, and then somehow you end up in a Chevy Volt. How do you get from point A, or from the Volt rather, to buying a Spark? How do you get from here to there?
Oh, I just started looking, and because there's I used to be a media buyer, among other things. In other words, I was buying airtime.
Yeah. Hey, I got some for sale. No, I'm kidding.
Airtime. I got some airtime right here. Hey, But anyway, when you're buying that, you got to be, anyway. I like to buy things, and just like airtime, it's kind of the value of things is kind of fluid. And so I was looking for a deal, and I'm patient enough to look for a deal. I was almost ready to pull the trigger on a Bolt last fall when Chevy just said, "Oh, we can't sell them anymore."
Right.
Because they were running $15,000 used.
Yeah.
Because of the the problems. Now you can't find one less than 20 or 22.
You cannot. I've looked.
I know. But the Spark, I've gotten over 100 miles on a charge.
Really? Wait a minute. Let's stop there for a minute. You got over 100 miles on a charge with your Chevy Spark?
Yes.
Now, is this by driving careful or driving under a certain speed? Okay.
And I'm in the southern part of the Appalachian Mountains.
Wow, beautiful.
That means that you go up and you go down. You go up and you go down. Well, it gives you, that down, you know what regen is.
Oh, yeah. When you're going down them hills, yeah.
I've put 2 or 3 miles on the car on certain stretches with regen, and that's when I man down.
I love that. That's great.
It's just a matter of way you drive. In other words, you're going down or going up a hill. because and one of the things I like about the Spark is it gives you alternate displays for your driving, so you can see actual number of kilowatts you're pulling.
Okay.
Yeah. On a numeric scale, and
nice.
And so you can sit there and say, okay, I can press it a little bit harder and maintain 55, but if I drop it down to 52 slowly, I'll regen on the way.
Ah, nice.
As opposed to spending 10 kilowatts, I'm making one.
So what do you think of all these people out here? You've seen the news too. Now people are like, gas prices are scaring people into EVs. If someone's on the fence and they've got, let's say, just a couple, man and wife, or a commuter car, is the Chevy Spark, a used Chevy Spark, a good idea to look at even now, 2022?
Let's put it this way. It's got a very good use. In other words, a use pattern or use service options. There's a way to describe it better than I am right now. And I'm a writer, and so I come up with the wrong word often and spend 5 minutes figuring out the right word. But anyway,
and then, but no one knows that. They just see the final product.
When I'm sitting here like this, I'm spewing all the wow.
Yeah, right. Anybody can write. Talking's a different bug, and there's no editing here.
Exactly. But anyway, with the Spark, use case would be great for a student.
College kid.
Or college kid, or even high school.
High school kid, right?
Even better, high school, because generally speaking, you've got 3 miles for the high school, 3 miles home.
It's a great
point. You don't
point.
want to go 150 miles to the rave in Detroit. Okay?
Right.
So you ain't going 150 miles in the rave in Detroit in my Spark.
Okay.
Right now, I've got about 62 miles of range, and I could stretch that if I had to 70. When I go to the doctor, like I did, I made a wrong turn on the day I was going to you, and so I ended up getting home with 3 miles range.
Oh, you're sweating.
It was about 55 miles, but I was in a hurry in the first part because I was running late too.
So you weren't saving kilowatts.
Right, I wasn't saving kilowatts on the way there. Exactly. But it's all a matter of how you can save kilowatts, and you can make these suckers go a long way.
Wow.
I
find with my Nissan Leaf, if I'm at 50 miles an hour on a flat road, seems like I can drive forever. Then of course I get on the highway, you know how that goes, starts tanking a little bit. But so the Chevy Spark, as far as fun to drive, what do you give it? You've lived long enough to have driven just about.
I give it a good 7.5. I mean, it's equally better than the '65 Mustang I had.
Really?
Oh yeah. It had a 302 or 289 as well, but it's 289 automatic. But it's just you don't realize the pleasure you get out dragging everybody at the stoplight.
I know.
And getting scratched at 45 miles an hour in a traffic circle.
That's the electric car superpower, right? Electric car drivers know this. Nobody else knows this. Also, you can sneak up behind dog walkers. They can't hear you coming, and they give a little toot on the horn, and the dogs go crazy.
Oh, that's one of the neatest features. It's got a little horn that goes beep, 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 beep. It flashes the lights. Just for pedestrians. It's
Thank you.
Down for pedestrians. You got a real horn for cars.
Well, Mr. Hughes, I can't thank you enough for sharing this, because I don't know anything about, other than what I read, the Chevy Spark. And when you sent that message to me a while back, I said, what do you got against the Chevy Spark? That's when we started talking and said we had to do this, because I don't have anything against it.
You saw, well, I don't think your viewer saw it, but you saw my son. He's not a small fella.
Yes,
he
right.
Sat in the back of a Spark. Tell your wife that.
I will tell her that. Yeah, it's not as small as it looks on paper, Sarah. All right. Hey, thanks for taking a minute. I appreciate you very much taking a few minutes to explain this to us. And it's good to see you in person. And we'll talk again soon if that's okay with you.
Sounds good to me.
Cool.